everyone, and welcome back to Sacred Sunday, a quiet moment where we pause, reflect, and reconnect with deeper rhythms of our lives. Today's card that we're pulling comes from the Divine Abundance Oracle deck, created by Tasha Silver, with artwork by Fina Gonzalez. And this is published by Hay House. The card that appeared for today's reflecting is Deepening. And because this video falls on a Palm Sunday, it feels especially fitting to reflect on the idea of spiritual depth, humility, and inner transformation. Palm Sunday is traditionally seen as a moment that marks the beginning of a deeper journey, a time that invites reflection on faith, surrender, and trust in something greater than ourselves. And in many ways, the message of today's card touches on those same themes. Isn't that sort of serendipitous? It speaks about how, over time and through life experience, the soul begins to seek something different, something quieter, more peaceful, and less attached to the constant striving of the world. The meaning of deepening. When we hear the word deepening, what comes to mind? We might imagine something growing richer and more meaningful with time. And spiritually, that's often exactly what happens. Early in life, many of us are focused to achieve on things. We chase goals, we get past first grade, second grade, and then we're into junior high school, and then we've graduated. Next to get our job and have the first baby, buy our house, buy our car. These are all things that we're told to grasp tightly to and plan for. And these are our expectations. But as we move through life, something subtle begins to shift. Experiences, both joyful and difficult, slowly teach us that peace often comes not from holding tighter, but just from letting go. Deepening is what happens when our perspective begins to expand. We begin to see life not just through ambition or urgency, but through understanding. One of the ideas connected to this card is something sometimes described as non-grasping. At its heart, this simply means learning not to cling too tightly to an outcome. It does not mean we stop caring about our lives or our dreams. It simply means we begin to trust that not everything needs to be controlled. Think about holding sand in your hand. If you squeeze your fist tightly, the sand slips through your fingers, doesn't it? But if you hold your hand open, the sand can sit in the palm of your hand and rest there very gently. Life often works in a similar way. When we lose our grip on how things must unfold, we sometimes discover a greater sense of calm and acceptance. Another word connected to this message is detachment. Now, detachment doesn't mean becoming cold or distant. Instead, it often means learning how to care deeply without letting fear or anxiety control us. It means allowing ourselves to experience life fully, you know what I mean? While also remembering that we cannot control everything that happens. When we practice this kind of balance, we often discover something surprising. Life becomes lighter. There is less pressure to force things, more room to simply experience the present moment. In a moment, I'm going to share some journaling prompts, and one specifically that worked really well for me, that I found very powerful when reflecting on surrender and trust. But before we get there, let's look at the final idea connected to this card. I think the final word connected to this card, as indicated by the author, the creator of these cards, was the word surrender. The word surrender can sometimes feel intimidating, can't it? But spiritually, surrender is not about giving up. It's about recognizing that there are parts of life that unfold beyond our control. is choosing to trust that when we don't understand the path ahead, life may still be guiding us towards somewhere meaningful. In many spiritual traditions, surrender is seen as the doorway to peace. If you take Buddhism, for example, when you're looking and searching, you're not going to find anything, right? But when you let go and just be, you find everything. Because when we stop fighting every moment of uncertainty, we begin to experience a quiet sense of trust. And that trust allows our inner life to deepen. All right, so as always, this time of our videos, I always like to provide 10 journaling prompts. So if you'd like to grab your journal, your notebook, or if you just want to listen to these and deal with them at a different time, or maybe you don't, but maybe you know somebody who might benefit from these journaling prompts, please pay it forward and give it to somebody else, right? But yeah, so as always, let's just relax and have a sip of our coffee or tea. Give me a minute, I'm gonna have some water here. Okay, and as always, we're gonna do 3 little breaths here, kind of shake off our angst and our nerves and get back into feeling who we are, especially with right now being this type of moment where we can really get into touch and find that inner self, right? Okay, so deep breath in and out. Again, another deep breath in and out. Let it all go. Another deep breath in and let it go out. Yeah, let's shake up our shoulders, loosen ourselves up, and become relaxed. Alrighty, so journaling prompt number 1. What does the idea of deepening mean in my life right now? In what ways has my perspective changed as I've grown older? Number 3. What areas of my life might benefit from a little more trust and openness? Number 4. When have I experienced peace by letting go of the need to control everything? What lessons have past challenges taught me about patience and faith? That was number 5. Number 6, and this is the one I was referring to earlier. This is one that really helped me think outside the box. What would it look like to approach life with curiosity rather than pressure? And that's number 6. Number 7. How can I create more quiet moments for reflection in my daily life? Number 8. What brings my soul a sense of calm and depth? Number 9. What might my life look like if I allowed things to unfold more naturally? Number 10. What does inner peace mean to me today? And as always, there's no need to rush these answers. You know, whatever comes to your mind is always the right thing to write down. But don't think you have to have the right answer. As is always, when it comes to this sort of thing in journaling, there is no right or wrong, right? This is just who you are. So be gentle with yourselves today. And as always, at this point in our videos, we like to do some affirmations. So we can go into the week feeling more positive and, have better clearer thoughts in our mind. So as always, I'm going to encourage you to stop and have a moment, have a breather if you're journaling, and then I'm going to have you have a sip of your tea and coffee or beverage, water, whatever you're having today. And then we'll get into our affirmations. Okay, so as always, just like with our journaling, we have to do our warm-ups for our affirmations, don't we? And get into a calming place, right? So as always, we're going to take our 3 deep breaths and we're going to shake everything off. Alrighty, let's breathe in and out. Make noise if it makes you feel better. Breathe in and breathe out. Let it all go. Breathe in and breathe out. Alrighty, shaky. Let loose, roll your neck if you need to. Let's be real gentle with ourselves today. Affirmation number 1. My soul continues to grow in wisdom and in depth. 2. I trust the unfolding journey of my life. 3. I welcome peace into my heart and mind. 4. I release the need to control every outcome. 5. I allow life to guide me toward greater understanding. 6. Each experience helps me grow in compassion and clarity. 7. I embrace the quiet strength of patience and trust. Number 8. I am open to the wisdom that life offers me each day. Number 9. My heart is calm, steady, and grounded. Number 10. I move forward with faith, hope, and inner peace. As we reflect on this sacred Sunday, and especially on Palm Sunday, perhaps this message invites us to consider a gentle shift in perspective. Life may not always require us to push harder or hold on tighter. Sometimes the deepest growth happens when we allow ourselves to soften, to trust, and to let life unfold with a little more grace. Spiritual deepening often arrives quietly, through reflection, through patience, through small moments when we realize we no longer need to chase everything so intensely. As always, thank you for sharing this sacred Sunday reflection with me. If today's message resonated with you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. I always appreciate hearing from you and hearing your reflections. I hope this week brings you a moment of calm, clarity, and quiet inspiration. And remember, as always, be kind to others, and especially be kind to yourself. And if you're interested in more of this content, I'll be putting a playlist on the end here where you can see some of our other sacred Sundays, as well as our Wisdom Wednesdays. Until next time, have a good day.